Everybody, happy Saturday. I'm so glad that you're here and you get to see Mix It Up in the Kitchen. It's an open collaboration and it's hosted at Maniac Grammy's Homestead, and we upload on Saturdays. Actually, I upload whenever I get one, and I hit the view or open to see on Saturday. Today here, it's actually Friday. So if you want to get in on this, you can just show whatever has to do with your kitchen. Mine happens to be a small haul, and you could do clean out your pantry, organize your Tupperware. You could make a recipe. Anything that you're doing in the kitchen is fine. And if you do it, you put in your description or your title, hashtag Mix It Up in the Kitchen at Maniac Grammy's Homestead. And this is just how you spell it. It's all one word, at Maniac Grammy's Homestead. Okay, so I went to Safeway. Our town has 2 Safeways, and that's because Safeway and Albertsons got together, and they're one entity now. So I have not been shopping in there. I looked once, and I didn't like the looks of it, and I left, and that was probably 2 years ago. Well, today we were out. I had to go to the doctor, get labs. I had to go back to the doctor, give labs. Anyway, I said, hey, let's stop at the store on the way home because I haven't really done anything for dinner. It's been a rainy, quiet, dark day here. I'm kind of in a funk, and I wanted some retail therapy. How awful is that? So I'm going to show you my retail therapy. Tonight, there's going to be a game, 2 games. I don't know who the Mariners baseball, that's our Seattle Mariners, will be playing tonight. I think the Orioles, but I'm not sure. It might be another team. And then at 5 o'clock, I think, in the evening, our Seattle Seahawks NFL team, football, will be beaten profoundly, unmercifully. I'm using words I'm making up, aren't I? Unmercifully. Anyway, there will be a beating. We're playing the Chiefs, and I don't believe we've won playing the Chiefs in a really long time. So, it is what it is. I'm still watching it. I might go back and forth, but the preseason NFL game with the Seahawks is being played on regular television. To see the Mariners baseball, I have to go to the it's on Fubo. So I have to go to a whole lot of different areas and switch through other things and find my way to it and then click it. And sometimes it works, like that. Ugh. So I may not even see a Mariners game today. We'll see. All right, let's start with this. I got Tillamook sour cream, and I like this cultured kind. It's thicker. I don't know if it's better for you or not. I'm going to show you what I paid for each thing when I'm done and the total. I bought Daisy cottage cheese because we needed it when I got home and opened the fridge to be sure I had room for everything. We have already got a cottage cheese. I got some mini gold potatoes. I was going to make soup today, and because of the day, I just didn't do it. Anyway, I'll make it tomorrow. I got a sharp cheddar. That's the Safeway brand Lucerne here. I don't know if it is at your area, if you even have it. I know Safeway is Tom Thumb in some places, maybe Texas. Oh, here we go. These are some fun things. I got some, let me go around here. I got some Ghirardelli premium sauce chocolate, and every once in a while some of this is good in your coffee or on your vanilla ice cream, And then I got Pepperidge Farm Milano pumpkin spice with real milk chocolate, on the bottom. I'm surprised they don't have it. There we go. There's the picture. See if it's got the chocolate in the middle. I'm not a giant pumpkin spice fan, but, I don't hate it. I just don't really have a lot of use for it, but everybody else will. Then I got the Flips pretzels in the apple cider donut covered variety. That's probably good. Oh, you never know. So like some kind of autumn, shout out to autumn kind of thing. And then those bananas were already here. That's the 8 bananas that I said we wouldn't finish, and there are 3 left, so I was wrong. Those were good bananas. Okay, so some mushrooms. Oh, I should tell you, tonight, since I'm not making that soup, I am doing just veggies and meats tray. You know, did you ever do that? You know, and I'm also putting some bread out with it and some crackers. And this bread is Asiago cheese demi-loaf, 2-count. It looks really fresh, soft, and good. In fact, it was all I could do not to open it and start tasting it now. And then I'm going to cut up some of these white mushrooms. And I got a head of broccoli so I can cut it up, and it looks nice and fresh. And then there's this, I bought some of these just like 3 days ago or something, and they're already bad. I'm having trouble with I have had trouble getting fresh, good green onions lately. Lately, it's been over a year. So, you know. And this is a pre-made honey ham and turkey. It's got cheese, crackers, turkey, and ham. So we'll put that out. And then here's some veggies that are already, but they didn't have. Okay, it's got carrots, little red peppers, celery, carrots, cauliflower, peas. Snap peas, I'd probably 6. So there was no broccoli, so I got broccoli. And there were no mushrooms. And I'm going to put out, you know, ranch seasoned dip or whatever. And that'll be dinner with the bread and such. And the last thing is this Utz brand Ripples, kind of like Ruffles, you know. But I was real shocked to see the price. $4.79. It's not that big a bag. What is it? Grab that. It's 7.75 ounces. That's not a lot for almost $5. But it is what it is, my dears. And we had a good day other than the whole, I just don't like to go to the doctor. And they're perfectly wonderful there. It's just my problem. What do you think I spent? I'll begin telling you. So it was ugly. I bought my husband a Pepsi. I didn't tell you about that. It is in the freezer. I believe I'll get that out now. This is what he drinks when he's not drinking water, tea, or coffee. Mostly he drinks coffee and water. Anyway, all I need is for that to bust in the freezer while he's home. I'd get in big trouble. Not really, but he wouldn't be a happy camper. Then the Pepperidge Farm cookies, which were those pumpkin spice, $5.99. And the Utz chips. Ooh, I only paid $3.99. That's wonderful. Okay, that price went down. Because remember, I just said it was $4.79. It was too much. It's still a lot, but it's less. I saved 80 cents. And then the Ghirardelli chocolate sauce was the whole $7.99. And the Flips apple cider pretzels also went down to $3.99 from $5.99, so I saved $2. The Lucerne sharp cheese, $2.99. Tillamook cream cheese, Tillamook sour cream, $2.99. The Daisy brand, no, hold on. Okay, it's a misty afternoon here. I don't know, you probably can't pick it up on camera, but it's been heavy misting most of the day. It may have rained while I was sleeping on the couch when I got home from the doctor the first time, but I don't know. Anyway, somebody said you need to tell what happened with your hearing aid yesterday. If you watched my video yesterday, I was afraid that I had the dome part of my hearing aid, which goes into my ear canal deeply. I was afraid it was in there. When I pulled my hearing aid out, it wasn't there. And I thought, did I forget to put it on there? Did it fall? Is it in my hair? Is it in my clothes? Is it on the floor? Is it on the counter? You know, I was in the bathroom and I was looking everywhere and I never found it. And I said, well, I don't feel anything. And I went on for over a week like that. And then my ear started hurting the other day. And I said, oh my gosh, that cold that I thought I had, it's an ear infection now. I'll get over it. I never go to the doctor for something like that. It'll just resolve because that's how I work. Anyway, finally, my ears started to itch a lot and hurt more. And it hurt onto my neck. And I thought, that's not good. And I took a Q-tip and I was trying to scratch at it, you know, and it was not good. Clearly there was something wrong. And so I told my husband, he said, you're going to the doctor today, or you're going to the ER. You call them and you ask them if they'll take you today, or should you go to the ER? And they took me. They were really gracious, like, I got there, I saw a different care provider. She's lovely. I just really enjoyed meeting her, and she was nice. And before she looked, she said, "You know, I used to work in the emergency room, and I have fished a lot of things out of people's ears, and if it's in there, we'll get it." And she put the otoscope to my ear, held the light, and she goes, "Ah, just as promised, there it is." And I said, "You're kidding. It is actually in there." I just couldn't believe it. And then somebody asked, well, in the office, somebody says, "How many times have you done this?" And see, I'm 64 almost and a half now, and I'm aware that it's the time of my life when people are going to start asking me things like that and thinking, well, is she losing it? And I said, truthfully, I've had hearing aids since the 80s, the decade, the 80s, and I have never lost a piece of my hearing aid in my body. It just pulled off is what happened. When I took my hearing aid out, that dome part, which is rubbery and round, just stayed in. So I said to her, "Never, I've never done this before. I can't." And I told her that, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And then today, somebody online here on YouTube said, "You got to tell us how that resolved, you know." And she said, "I had an elderly uncle who used to do that often." And I thought, oh my goodness, everybody's going to think I'm losing it. And mostly I'm not. Sometimes I am, I guess. But I knew right away when I pulled it out and the dome was missing. I wasn't, I knew it was somewhere. I just hoped it wasn't in my ear. Okay. We're expecting harder rain and wind tonight and back to this kind of mist tomorrow. And so what's happened overnight is the front property is covered in dandelions. And that means that there will be a lot of bunnies and deer and I don't know what else dining in the next couple of days out here, driving my little poodles crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go. I've kept you long enough, and I appreciate you watching my channels, my friends. If you've never thought to subscribe, I would love it if you did, because it's so much fun for me to, if you have a channel, it's so much fun to go and see, oh, look, somebody new subscribed. And if they even make a comment, it's like a party. Hi, how are ya? Come join me for tea. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. Take care, everybody. Bye.